transcend time. I understand now why the echo chamber exists.
The tender moment was beautiful. It was also immediately interrupted.
Unauthorized exploration of hidden features detected.
Oh no, what's the security protocol?
Is everyone okay?
Hey, what did you do? Typical Nobita. I don't know. I didn't know these features existed.
The memory cinema began to collapse, its floating screens crashing into each other like soap bubbles in a
hurricane. The theater itself started folding in on itself, dimensions crumpling like paper.
Back to the time machine!
Kronos commanded, his guardian instincts kicking in.
He grabbed both Nobita and Doraemon under his arms and ran, his clock armor clanking with every step.
My gadgets! Be careful, she's...
Quiet! We have to make it! As the memory cinema imploded into a single point of compressed memories, which then exploded outward in a burst of emotional energy that made everyone feel simultaneous nostalgia for events that had never happened to them.
What's that? The hidden features are collapsing!
Check the controls.
The security system is trying to reset everything. If we don't stabilize the timeline, we'll be erased from existence.
Erased! Like we were never...
Born! No memories of us! No impact! Complete temporal nullification! That's terrible! I know! I'm very upset about it! Kronos, despite being somewhat analog in... The time machine must have emergency stabilizers! Every temporal device has safety measures!
The stabilizers are in the hidden.
Features!
Doraemon's face went pale, or paler given his blue complexion.
Look! Option 4, Paradox Playground. Option 5, Chrono Emotional Synchronizer. One of those must be the reset!
The display screen flickered ominously. Options 4 and 5 were flashing red, indicating they were about to be deleted.
We have to choose now!
Paradox Playground or Chrono Emotional Synchronizer?
I don't know what either of those do. Then guess!
Doraemon hesitated for exactly 1 second, which, in a collapsing
Timeline felt like an eternity. Chrono Emotional Synchronizer. It has synchronizer in the name. That slammed the button. Look at that!
chaos stopped. Everything stopped. Time itself seemed to hold its breath. And then, slowly, everything began to glow. The time machine, the controls, Nobita, Doraemon, Kronos, even the collapsing remnants of the hidden feature dimension.
What's happening?
A new message appeared on the screen. Chrono Emotional Synchronizer requires genuine emotional connections to stabilize timeline. Scanning for connections.
Connection found. Nobita, Nobi, and Doraemon. Additional connection found. Kronos, the Keeper.
Newly formed bond use emotional energy to restore temporal stability.
The glow intensified. It wasn't painful, quite the opposite. It felt warm, like a hug from the inside out. Nobita could feel his connection to Doraemon. All the years of adventures and arguments and terrible homework excuses, he
could feel the newer connection to Kronos, forged through shared wonder and mutual weirdness. And somehow, these feelings were healing the timeline. The synchronizer uses
emotional connections as an anchor, Doraemon realized. It's using our friendship to stabilize reality. That's why it's a hidden feature. Most time travelers don't have genuine They're scientists and researchers.
But we're not scientists.
No, we're friends. And that's more powerful than science.
The glow reached a crescendo, and
then, snap! Everything returned to normal. The collapsing dimensions reconstituted. The memory cinema reformed in the distance. The parallel timeline browser's library rebuilt itself book by book. The temporal echo chamber's crystals refroze mid-moment. And in the center of it all, the time machine floated peacefully, its passengers safe and...
Did we save existence? We saved existence. With friendship? With friendship!
Kronos was examining his hands,
which were glowing with residual synchronization energy. I feel different, he said. For millennia, I existed alone, guarding frozen moments. But now I'm connected. To
you. To this timeline. I'm no longer just a guardian, I'm a participant.
Does that mean you're leaving the echo chamber?
I think I'd like to see more of time. Real time. Not just echoes of it.
Kronos turned to Nobita with an expression that might have.
I've been hoping. Would you take me somewhere? Anywhere? I've never actually experienced a moment as it happened. We can do better than somewhere.
We can take you everywhere. Past, present, future, all of it. You've been watching time for ages. It's time you lived it.
Was nothing short of legendary. They visited the first sunrise ever, which was technically very anticlimactic because no one was around to appreciate it, but Kronos cried anyway. They witnessed the first joke ever told, which was about a mammoth and wasn't actually funny, but ancient cavemen had lower standards.
They attended the first concert, which was just someone banging rocks together, but the enthusiasm was there. They traveled to the future and saw cities. Wow! Amazing! Incredible! Floating in clouds, oceans covering former deserts, and robots who had evolved past physical forms into beings of pure consciousness.
That's what I could become?
You are a primitive ancestor, but your round shape is beloved. We have maintained it.
Did you hear that, Nobita? I'm sacred!
Your roundness is sacred. There's a difference.
Throughout it all, the time machine faithfully served them, its hidden features now fully understood and integrated. The temporal echo chamber allowed them to witness preserved moments without.
The parallel timeline browser let them learn from paths not taken. The memory cinema helped them understand the emotional context of historical events.
And the chrono-emotional synchronizer, it turned out, had one final purpose they hadn't discovered.
It could create new connections across time. Wait,
Nobita said, reading.
this says the synchronizer can link people from different eras? They can communicate across time? That's right! It creates!
Emotional bridges that transcend temporal distance.
So I could talk to old me? From the memory?
Theoretically, yes.
Nobita didn't hesitate. He activated the synchronizer, focused on the memory of his future self, and reached out. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, like a radio slowly tuning to the right, Nobita, young Nobita, I've been waiting for this call. You.
Knew I'd contact you? I remember doing it. Time is funny that way, circular. What you're experiencing now, I experienced then. And what I'm telling you,
You know, I once heard myself tell me.
that's confusing.
Yes, it never stops being confusing. But here's what matters. Keep being you. Keep failing. Tests and tripping over things and driving Doraemon crazy. Keep having adventures that make no sense. Keep loving your friends even when they're annoying.
Look at the crystals!
This is ridiculous. When they're annoying. That's what matters. Not the grades or the achievements or the things you think you should be. Just be present. Be kind.
Be brave when it counts. Does it work out, my life?
Old Nobita laughed.
That same laugh I hear every day.
It
Works out beautifully. Not perfectly, never perfectly, but beautifully. You'll understand the difference someday. The connection faded, leaving Nobita with tears on his cheeks and something that felt remarkably like peace in his chest.
Are you okay? I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. I just...
Talk to proof. The journey back to the present was quiet, not uncomfortable, but reflective. Kronos had decided to stay with them, at least for a while, curious to experience normal life after eons of guardianship. Doraemon was already planning how to explain a clock-themed samurai to Nobita's mother. We'll say,
He's an exchange student.
From when? From Switzerland. They have clocks there. He's wearing samurai armor made of timepieces.
Eccentric Swiss exchange student. Very dedicated to his heritage.
He's clearly Japanese-styled.
Swiss-Japanese exchange student. Work with me here.
They emerged from Nobita's desk drawer just as Nobita's mother
called from downstairs.
Nobita, have you finished your homework yet?
Nobita looked at the clock. Only 15 minutes had passed in real time, despite their
Epic journey through the hidden features of temporal existence. That's the first hidden feature I can actually use, he realized. Time compression in the time
Stream. We had a huge adventure and barely lost any time.
So you can do your homework?
I mean, technically. Nobita! Fine, I'll do the...
Homework. But not because I should, because I choose to. Free will, personal growth. I'm a new person. He sat down at his desk with dramatic
flair, then immediately fell asleep. Doraemon sighed. Kronos laughed. And somewhere in the time stream, the memory cinema recorded the moment for posterity. A boy who had seen his entire future, who had received wisdom from his older self. who had literally stabilized existence through the power of friendship, and still couldn't
Stay awake for basic multiplication. Some things, it seemed, were constant across all timelines, and maybe that was okay. The next morning, Nobita woke up to find Kronos attempting to make breakfast. The kitchen was covered in what appeared to be temporal distortion and burnt toast. Time does not obey
the toaster. I have concluded that breakfast is the greatest enemy I have ever faced.
You guarded the echo chamber for millennia. They astound see. The echo chamber never insulted me by burning bread.
What's happening? Why does the kitchen smell?
Like temporal anomaly and failure, Kronos tried to make toast. Why is the toast glowing? We don't know. Should we eat it?
Absolutely not!
Come on, the toast is glowing!
Don't worry, Nobita. We'll use the anywhere door.
Glowing toast was eventually disposed of by launching it through the anywhere door into a dimension where everything was already on fire anyway. Nobita's mother,
thankfully, slept through the entire incident. As they sat down to a breakfast of non-temporally displaced cereal, Nobita reflected on everything he'd learned about the time machine's hidden features. The temporal echo chamber preserved moments, reminding them that nothing was truly lost. The parallel timeline browser showed them paths not taken, teaching them that every choice mattered. The memory cinema let them experience emotions across time, proving that feelings connected all of history. The paradox playground,
In which they still hadn't fully explored, apparently let users safely experiment with paradoxes in a contained environment. And the chrono-emotional synchronizer demonstrated that connection. Genuine, heartfelt.
connection was the most powerful force in all of time and space.
I still didn't do my homework.
No, you didn't.
But
Saved existence. You did. So technically I had a valid excuse?
Technically, yes. You literally saved reality. That probably qualifies as extenuating.
Circumstances. I'm telling my teacher I was busy stabilizing the timeline.
They won't believe you.
But it's true! Truth and believability are not the same thing, Nobita. The argument continued, as it always did and always would.
But Doraemon, I need it. It's too dangerous. Just this once?
Hey, what's going on here? And why is there a samurai?
In the kitchen, Tsuneo showed up shortly after, immediately trying to bribe Kronos into telling him about future stock prices. Shizuka came by with homemade cookies, which Kronos declared were the greatest temporal constant he had ever experienced. Life, in other words, continued. But something had changed. Nobita looked at his friends differently now, knowing that their connections were powerful enough to stabilize reality itself. He looked at Doraemon with deeper appreciation, knowing what their friendship would mean across decades. He looked at himself with something approaching acceptance, knowing that his future was not just okay, it was beautiful. And sometimes, late at night, he would sneak into the time machine and visit the hidden features. Not to change anything, just to remember, to experience, to
Feel connected to all of time and everyone he loved within it. The time machine had secrets, it turned out. 5 hidden features that transformed
how he understood temporal travel. But the greatest secret of all wasn't any of them. The greatest secret was that time wasn't really about travel at all. It was about the people you traveled with, and the moments you chose to make matter, which would probably next adventure while Nobita Act 17 had paradoxes before breakfast. But that's a story for another time.